Hello everyone, I am Tejas Thakur. Welcome to the seventh video of the 12 video series of our module Debt Demystified. This is being brought to you by ProStart, a video based training initiative by Kotak Mutual Funds. In the earlier video, we learned about yield curves. I give you a fair idea about the normal yield curve, inverted yield curve, and the steep yield curve. In this seventh video, we'll have more discussion about a few more important yield curves. So coming to yield curve number 4, which is the flat yield curve. The graph is coming in front of you right now. So if you see this graph, as the name indicates, it's a completely flat curve. It means that the interest rate does not change with the term to maturity. There is no impact on the interest rate as the term to maturity increases. Hence the name that it is a flat yield curve. A few more points around it. So flat yield curve happens when all maturities have same yields. This means that the yield of a 10-year bond is essentially the same as that of a 30-year-old bond. A flattening of the curve usually occurs when there is a transition between the normal yield curve and the inverted yield curve. So this is a transitionary situation. Coming up with yield curve number 5, and that is the humped yield curve. The graph is in front of you. As you can see in the graph clearly, there is a hump in the yield curve which you can notice. So what does happen here? That as the term to maturity increases, the interest rate increases sharply. After which it temporarily flattens out and then starts decreasing again till it again flattens out. So this movement of the interest rate creates a hump, that is a momentary rise in the interest rates as maturity increases. Again, the interest rates are going to go down as term to maturity increases. So what does this indicate? We'll have a look in the next slide. So humped yield curve occurs when the medium term yields are greater than both the short term and the long term yields. Hence, you see the hump or the higher interest rates in between time period. So they are higher than all the medium term yields are higher than the short term yields. They are also higher than the long term yields. That is how the hump gets created there. A humped curve is a rare and typically indicates slowing of economic growth. Now we have completed all the 5 types of yield curves which are there. It is important for us to see what are the factors which influence these yield curves. So let's go to that. The factors influencing yield curves. The first factor is inflation. Central banks tend to respond to a rise in expected inflation with an increase in the interest rates. A rise in inflation leads to a decrease in the purchasing power, and therefore investors expect an increase in the short-term interest rates. The second factor is economic growth. A strong economic growth may lead to an increase in inflation due to the rise in aggregate demand. Also, a strong economic growth means that there is more competition for capital and more options are available for investors to invest. Thus, all this results in a strong economic growth leads to an increase in yields and a steeper curve. The next one in our discussion is interest rates. So if the central bank raises the interest rate on treasuries, this increase will result in a higher demand for treasuries and thus eventually lead to a decrease in the interest rates. Now that we have seen what are the factors influencing interest rates, let us look at a few more important things. That is the importance of yield curves. The first and the foremost importance of yield curve is to forecast interest rates. The shape of the yield curve helps investors get a sense of the likely future course of interest rates. A normal upward slope means that long-term securities have a higher yield, whereas an inverted curve shows that the short-term securities have a higher yield. Financial intermediary. So what is the importance of yield curves for those people? Banks and other financial intermediaries borrow most of their funds by selling short-term deposits and lend by using long-term loans. The steeper the upward sloping curve is, the wider the difference between the lending and the borrowing rates, and the higher is their profit. A flat or a downward sloping curve, on the other hand, typically translates to a decrease in profits for the financial intermediaries. So the yield curve is not only important for forecasting interest rates, but also it is of vital importance to the financial intermediaries. Let's look at a few more things. So the trade-off between maturity and yield. The yield curve here helps indicate the trade-off between maturity and yield. Please note that if the yield curve is sloping upwards, then to increase his yield, the investor must invest in long-term securities, which will mean more risk. The next point of our discussion is overpriced or underpriced securities. The curve can indicate for investors whether a security is temporarily overpriced or underpriced. If the security's rate of return lies above the yield curve, then in this case, it indicates that the security is underpriced. If the rate of return lies below the yield curve, then it means that the security is overpriced. I hope our discussion on yield curves has been fruitful to you. So it's time now to play on the front foot, but cautiously. As we move on the risk return matrix from low risk to high risk, we see that the liquid funds are in the position number 1 on the left side, followed by the ultra short term debt funds, followed by the short duration funds. Then you have the credit risk, dynamic debt, and medium term funds, and finally the low duration funds. So if you see this entire matrix, you can see that the short duration funds are the most average risk funds in the entire category. So it's time to notch up the risk appetite, but one at a time. Here we complete all the points about yield curves. I hope things have been clear to you. But as we have been doing throughout our module, it's now time for the quiz time. So a few self-check questions for you. So the question number 1 coming up. When does flattening of yield curves occur? We discussed this, right? Let's see if your answer is correct. A flattening of the yield curve usually occurs when there is transition between the normal yield curve and the inverted yield curve. So you're bang on. Let's move to the question number 2. What is a humped yield curve and what does it indicate? A humped yield curve occurs when medium-term yields are greater than both short-term yields and long-term yields. We discussed this, right? Coming up with the question number 3 and the last question for the day. What are the factors influencing yield curves? Right? So the answer is inflation, economic growth, and interest rates. Thank you so much for listening to this session on yield curves. In the next video, we'll have a look at monetary policy basics. Till then, take care and goodbye.